The Sermon on the Mount. Jesus went out on the mountain to pray. He prayed all night to God. At daylight, he called his disciples together and chose 12 of them, that they might be with him, and that he might send them forth to preach and to have authority to cast out demons. He named them as apostles, Simon, whom he named Peter, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon the Zealot, Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. Jesus came down the mountain with them and stood on a level place. A huge number of his disciples assembled there, along with people from Judea and Jerusalem and the seacoast of Tyre and Sidon. They had come to hear him and to be healed of their diseases. All the people tried to touch him, for power came forth from him and healed them all.
Then Jesus lifted up his eyes and taught about his coming kingdom, the church, saying, "Blessed, happy, are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who mourn over sin, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the humble, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled with righteousness. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who have been persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men lie and say bad things about you, or harm you for my sake. Rejoice and be very happy, for great is your reward in heaven. For this is the same way they persecuted the prophets who came before you. But woe to you who are rich, who seek only after physical things, for you have received your reward here on earth. And woe to you who are full now, for you will hunger. Woe to you who laugh now, for you will mourn and weep. Woe to you when all men praise you, for your fathers praised the false prophets in the same way. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its saltiness, it is worthless. You are the light of the world, so you should be like a city set on a hill, for it cannot be hidden. Also, people do not light a lamp and put it under a basket. Instead, they put it on a stand to light the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. I did not come to destroy the law and the prophets. I came to fulfill them. For truthfully, not one tiny part of the law shall be removed until all things are accomplished. Therefore, whoever breaks even the least commandment and teaches others to do so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever follows the commandments and teaches others to do right, he shall be called great in the kingdom. For unless your righteousness goes beyond the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you will not enter my kingdom. You have heard the sixth commandment, you shall not murder, that whoever does murder shall be in danger of judgment. But I say that everyone who is angry with his brother shall be in danger of the judgment. Therefore, if you go to offer a gift to God and remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift at the altar and settle things with your brother first. Then come offer your gift to God. Settle quarrels quickly with an enemy who might take you to court, so that you won't end up in jail. The commandment says, "Do not commit adultery." But I say, do not even think impure thoughts about a woman. Get rid of bad thoughts and anything else that might cause you to stumble and not make it to heaven. It is better to lose what is causing you to stumble than to lose your soul forever. God hates divorce, but divorce is allowed if the one being divorced has been unfaithful. Also, you have been taught not to break an oath, to keep the promises you make to God. But I tell you not to make them at all. Do not swear by heaven, for it is the throne of God, nor by the earth, for it is God's footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Do not swear by your head, for you do not have the power to make your hair white or black. But let your yes be yes, or your no be no. Keep your word without having to make it a promise. You have heard, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, meaning a person can get fair legal payment for a loss. But I tell you, pay what you legally owe, and more. If a man legally takes your coat, let him have your cloak also. Give to him who asks, and lend to him who wishes to borrow. As you would like men to treat you, you treat them in the same way. You have heard it said, love your neighbor and hate your enemies. I say, love your enemies, and do good to them who hate you. Bless them who curse you, and pray for them who cruelly use you. In this way, you might be sons of your Father in heaven, who makes his sun rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous man and on the unrighteous. For if you only love those who love you, what is your reward? Even the tax collectors do that. And if you only greet your brothers, how are you different? The Gentiles do that. And if you lend only to those whom you expect to pay you back, how are you different? Even sinners lend to sinners. But love your enemies, and lend, and do good, not getting discouraged, and your reward in heaven will be great. You will be sons of the Most High, for he is kind toward the unthankful and the evil. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful.